We're going to meditate. I've just been painting at sunset and feel so peaceful. And I hadn't planned to go live, but I thought, why waste this? I wanted to share it, so here I am. So let's meditate now. Come into your seated posture. It'd be nice to know you could hear me as well. So if somebody could just let me know, that'd be wonderful. So let's just relax. I'm going to meditate with you. So come into a seated posture. Sitting on a chair is fine. And I just want you to relax, to soften any tension. We can never be happy on the hedonic treadmill. And the hedonic treadmill has got faster and faster. It's now relentless. Scrolling. Going from one flashing video to another. Searching. Looking for something to finally bring what we're looking for. And all the time, scrolling away from it. Because it's here. It's already here. So take your attention to the top of your head. And tune into whatever you can feel there. What can you feel? Tingling, coolness or warmth, pressure. Just tuning into whatever is happening on the top of your head right now. And then softening that, relaxing the top of the head, as if the muscles of the scalp just melt away. And that feeling of being aware of relaxation Allow that to move down into the forehead, all the while softening everything it touches into the eyes, making sure they're not squeezed shut. Into the cheeks, the jaw, feeling the jaw just let go of any tension and relax. The neck, and then onto your shoulders. And you can give your shoulders a squeeze now. Just lift them up to your ears. Give them a bit of a squeeze. Then on the out breath, just drop them with a big sigh. If you have tension there, do it 2 or 3 times. And then taking your attention down both arms, the upper arms, feeling whatever you can feel. Clothing against skin, pressure, feeling inside of the muscles of the arms, right down into the bone, loosening anything that's gripping and holding on. Then down into the forearms, relaxing them. A feeling of unclenching. And down into the hands, the palms of the hands. Very sensitive place. If you tune into the palms of your hands, you might feel almost as if there's electricity running through them. A tingling as blood flow gushes through. And then down into the fingers. Allowing the fingers to just fall out of the sockets of the hand. To relax. To let go. And then the back of the hands. Maybe you can feel them if they're resting on your lap. Maybe there's contact there. Then sweep your attention up into your chest. Softening the muscles of the chest. Feeling into the heart center. So connecting with yourself emotionally. Then feeling the ribs. Spread your awareness all the way across the ribs, out to the sides, and seeing if you can feel the rib cage breathing. Don't help it. Let the body breathe all by itself. Then down into the solar plexus. Just under the rib cage at the front. What do you feel here? Can you feel the breath here? Then spread your awareness down into your abdomen. What can you feel right now in your abdomen? We can hold on to so much tension here. So now's the opportunity to surrender that, to just soften, to let go. And can you feel the breathing here? The gentle rising and falling, rising, falling. Then take your attention down into your pelvis and hips, allowing any tightness here to just surrender. Surrender into softness. And then slowly take your attention down the fronts of the thighs. And what can you feel on the surface of the skin? Maybe clothes meeting skin. And what can you feel deep into the muscles of the front of the thighs? Even deep into the bones, allowing where muscle and bone meet to separate, to soften. Then down into the knees. And down the fronts of the shins. Paying special attention to where bone and muscle meet along the front of the shin. Allowing them to move apart from each other, to unknot, unwind. Down into the fronts of the ankles. And slowly across the tops of your feet. What can you feel on the tops of your feet? And then down the tops of the toes. Allowing the joints to loosen. You don't need to hold on to the toes. You can let them go. The tips of the toes. And the underside. Can you feel if any of them are resting on the floor or in your shoes? Or maybe some are just hovering, not quite meeting the floor. Feeling the ball of your feet. The contact that makes with the ground. And then along the pads of the feet. Feeling into the arches. Feeling deep into the muscle. Allowing that to soften. And then the heels. Then working your way up the back, up the Achilles tendons. Really feeling into them. Slowly work your way up the back of the calves. And whenever you find the slightest bit of holding, just let it drop. You don't need to hold on to anything. There's nothing to carry, nothing to do. Nowhere to be other than here right now. Then scanning your attention slowly up the backs of the thighs, the hamstrings. Where do they begin to meet the seat? If you're seated on a chair, can you feel the difference in pressure? There's a difference between the part of the hamstring that meets the chair and the one that hangs over it. Then up into the buttocks, feeling them supporting the weight of the body. But support the weight of the body softly. There's no need to tense. Posture is actually much better if we relax. The uprightness comes from alignment and relaxation, not from stiffness. Then feeling into the lower back. What can you feel here? You might feel pain and tension. That's okay. It was there the whole time. It's only because you've stopped and you've looked. And when you've seen it, you've got the best chance of it leaving you, of being free from it. Because we can spot these tensions in the body when we're very mindful. And then we can just let go. Up into the middle back, slowly tracing your awareness up the spine. Then right in between the shoulder blades. Here we can hold so much tension. So spread your awareness now underneath each shoulder blade. And if this makes you feel like you want to stretch your neck or so, just do it. But see if you can get the shoulder blades to just drop a little. Not from forcing, but from just letting go. And back onto the top of your shoulders. Maybe they feel a little softer now. Maybe your mindfulness is strong and you can feel them rise with the in-breath and fall with the out-breath. Rising, falling. Scanning your attention up the back of the neck, into the nape of the head, round the sides and along the folds of the ears, and inside the ears. And then from the back of the head, just raise your awareness up until you're back on the top of the head, where we started. So we travelled from the top of the head down to the soles of the feet and back again. I'd like you to do that now with each in and out breath. So the breath's been slow. So you're feeling a rising energy on the in-breath, energizing the mind and body, and a falling, relaxing out-breath, relaxing the body on each out-breath. And then just feel wherever the breath's most prominent, where you can get a sense of it lifting the body. It doesn't matter where that is. Could be the abdomen, chest, shoulders, anywhere. And for a few moments, just be with that sensation of rising on the in-breath and falling on the out-breath. And say to yourself in your mind, rising, falling. So when you're ready, you can stretch and open your eyes. You're so welcome, Vanilla Blocks. Hello, Sons. Hello, Fox Gem. Hello. Yes, you're so welcome. I've just been painting outside and painting at sunset, and it was absolutely beautiful. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I just felt so, because I've been meditating quite deeply today, and I just felt I've got to share this. I've got to get online, and I'm in the perfect mood to teach meditation because I'm so there myself. And that's why you may have felt that was slower than normal, hopefully deeper. And I did intend to do quite a bit more meditation just on the breath, but we were going at such a slow pace that I didn't want to interfere with it. I thought midway, no, let's stick with this and I'll get everyone to soften, loosen the body, get ready for Monday, everybody's favorite day, Monday. Nobody says Monday, do they? Thank you for the hearts. I've thought of a challenge that I'm going to get everyone to do. Well, I can't make you do it, but I'm going to put it out there. And I'd love it if you could do this. Because all of the progress is made in meditation from long, deep, hard sessions. Now, here's the thing. There's so many meditation gurus out there, internet meditation gurus, who tell you you just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all you need. You know, you'll be fine. Because they don't want to nudge people, because the people will struggle to do more than that, and then they won't like them. But the problem with that is, right, here's why I think just meditate for 10 minutes a day, or 5 minutes or whatever. The problem with that is that meditation is dose dependent, okay? If you meditate for 5 or 10 minutes, you will get some benefits. Very, very tiny benefit. You'll probably not even notice it. Now, what happens if you don't get rewarded for the effort you put in? If you meditate for a month, 2 months, 10 minutes a day, and you don't see any change, what happens? You start going, there's not much point in this. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. But if you sit for longer, your life will change dramatically and you'll be filled with joy and bliss and happiness. But you've got to go through the shit to get to it. And nobody wants to go through the shit. They all want comfort. But until you break through that, you won't get what it's about. I liken it to wine, okay? So we all know if you have a few glasses of wine, maybe half a bottle or a bottle, some of you, I imagine, you will feel nice and relaxed and giddy and happy. And you'll tell your friend, you'll be like, you've got to try wine. It's great. Or whatever your fix is. Try wine. Honestly, you feel so relaxed and you'll have a great time. You'll have no anxiety. You'll really enjoy yourself. You'll have such a great night. Just try some wine. So they're like, okay, yeah. Fox Gems told me to try some wine and Sansa's been raving about it for months. So I'm going to do it. I'm finally going to try some wine and see what this is all about. So you go out and you have a shot glass of wine. What are they going on about? I don't feel anything. I don't feel any different. So you go out the next week and you try again, another shot glass of wine. No, this is absolute bullshit. It doesn't work. This wine they're just making it up. They're either making it up or they're exaggerating how great it makes them feel, because what they neglected to tell you was that you need half a bottle. Then you'll know how it feels to have wine. And the same's true of meditation. If you're only taking a thimbleful of meditation, if you're only meditating for 5 or 10 minutes, you probably not feel anything. If I meditate for 10 minutes now, there's no impact. Zero. Now, I hope that this is not demotivating to anybody who does meditate for a short time. I know you've got kids and all the rest of it. Please don't let me put you off. This is an encouragement to what lies beyond your comfort zone. Because I'm not doing my job if I'm saying to you that that's all it's about. You know, you may find a tiny bit less anxiety. And here's why people give meditation up. Here's why they can't stick to it, because they're not getting a benefit. You're not going to go out and keep having that thimble full of wine, you know, that shot glass. You're not going to do it. You're going to be like, it's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything. So if you do struggle with meditation, I'm doing a course on here. Obviously, it'll be free. And what that's going to do, it's going to be a 10-day challenge. And we will start at the very beginning with 5 minutes, right? So you do 5 minutes. The next day, 10. The next day, 15. The next day, 20. And so you progressively sit longer. And if you progressively sit longer, you surprise yourself, because you quite rapidly get up to speed. And those aches and pains, and if you sit through that restlessness, it just evaporates. Same with the pain, it disappears if you confront it. And there's going to be a caveat here, and that is, if you miss a day, you redo that day. So say you don't do day 4, and you can't do day 5. You have to do day 4 again. That's the only thing. Just so you can, and it may well be that you're like, you do hit a roadblock and you get to 30 minutes or so and you're like, my knees are blowing out, I can't take this. That's fine. Stick to the 30 minutes, even if that's for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, until you like, I can sit past this, and you'll break through, you'll make a breakthrough. So that's the closest thing I can offer to a retreat, where I hold you accountable. We as a group will hold each other accountable, and we'll celebrate anybody who gets to the full 10 days. I thought about doing some little certificates or something. But so the thing is, on day 9, you're doing 50 minutes. Brilliant. On day 9, you're doing 50 minutes, right? On day 10, you jump to 60. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get to 60. You're going to get to that day. When you cross that threshold, you're going to be like, so this is what they're raving about. This is how you feel. I didn't know you could feel this good. It feels amazing. So that impact, that building on each day like that, is going to absolutely bang. You're going to be floating, and you're going to feel wonderful, and you're going to be like, anxiety? What anxiety? So I'm going to start recording them, but I'm also going to have a supporting track with it, because as you get towards the longer sits, you know, once you start getting past 40, 45 minutes, you are going to confront physical pain. extreme restlessness, you're going to be saying to yourself, get up, come on, you've got things to do. Your brain is going to bully the hell out of you to get off that cushion and get meditating. Now, I know what some people are going to say. I don't have time. There's no way I can do an hour. I'm so busy. I've got kids to look after. I've got all of this. But the thing is, something you'll notice as well, your sleep will deepen and your sleep need will drop. So you won't, and I'm not saying cut down on sleep, you'll naturally find you wake up more refreshed. And because there's not been such a heavy load on the brain during the day, you're not what ifing left, right, and center. So the load on the brain is dramatically reduced, and this makes it so much easier. One more thing. If anybody wasn't here on the last one a couple of days ago, I was speaking, anybody who's got anxiety, this is absolutely wonderful. This is from ACT therapy. You know, I teach ACT therapy as well as this. It goes hand in hand. When you get a what if, most anxiety starts with what if. If you listen in to your mind, it's saying, what if they say this? What if you're late? What if, da da da, what if, and that spirals and it gets worse and worse and worse. And that question, what if, pulls you into a pit of misery, right? This is a bit, I started with this sun lamp before it was getting dark. It's a bit much now, isn't it? But I'm not going to drop the lights off because we finish shortly. So what I was saying is, so if you can switch from what if to even if. Now, what happens? Do that right now. Do that in your mind. So I'd like you to tell me, if you're courageous enough, I'd like you to say in the chat a what if, like, what if I lose my job, right? And I'd like you to do an even if, because these are all, it's all very well telling people these things, but until you actually do it, it doesn't go into you. So try it just with one of your usual what ifs. And if you've got the courage, if you don't, that's fine. But please do the exercise. And what I find with this is when you switch to even if, you go from helpless victim pulled down to you're empowered. Even if I lose my job, I'll find another. There's not just one job, you know. Even if I'm late, they'll get over it. People are late. It's normal. The traffic's been bad. So please try that. I think it's very easy to do, very life affirming. And if you did that 2 or 3 times a day, you'd start making it part of your inner dialogue because it's that strong. It really is. So please try that. And lovely that you're in for the challenge, Fox Gem. Let's do it. I'm going to do it myself. I mean, I don't mean to like sound like, but obviously I can meditate for an hour. But I'm going to do it with you as well, and I'll go back and all the rest of it. And as I said, I'm going to provide lots of little tips and tricks along the way to get over these hurdles, because I really want this to go to such a point where it's like, bang, what a difference that made. It's life-changing. Peace, love, and absolute joy. Thank you for coming.